Okay, welcome and hello, real estate professionals. I am glad you're here. My name is Kurt Klaus, and you have joined the Agent Advantage monthly webinar series. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, congratulations to you for taking a little time to learn and improve your business. That's what these webinars are all about. Curiosity is said to be one of the keys to success, and it's just great that you're here to seek out more ways to get better, and hope you all leave this webinar with some takeaways and write down some ideas and tips that will help you going forward. So see, we have a really good turnout today. I love it. We do these webinars live, so please ask your questions in that questions feature of the GoToWebinar. We will try to save a few minutes at the end of the webinar to get Cindy to field any questions. And as people are still jumping on, I want to let you know that these interviews and this whole series is all brought to you by the entire Guaranteed Rate family of companies. Guaranteed Rate Affinity, Guaranteed Rate, Proper Rate, Citywide, Certainty, and by our Agent Advantage website. If you're not familiar with Agent Advantage, it is no cost. It is our one spot where all of our real estate agent referral partners across the country can go and access tools, access to their expert loan officers. There's a mortgage dashboard where you can see status. There's an entire CRM. It's at no cost, powered by Total Expert if you want to go and take advantage of that. There's a coaching piece where webinars just like this one live. We do monthly webinars. We have Tom Ferry content, lots of great stuff. So check out Agent Advantage. And a quick mention, we also have an Agent Advantage Facebook page. Go to Facebook. It's a closed group, but it's Agent Advantage Insider. Search that on Facebook or click that little QR code and request to join and be a part of that group. That's a forum for all of our agents, and you can post and share content or things that are going on in your area. So again, post your questions. Glad you're here. I would now like to introduce our guest today, our featured guest, who is Cindy Raney from Fairfield, Connecticut. I just spent, Cindy, I forgot to tell you, my 4th of July weekend out in Newport. Had a great time out there. I think that's close to you. Yeah. And Cindy is the managing partner of Cindy Raney and Team and Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Cindy's done over $500 million in sales. She was recently awarded into the International Society of Excellence. That is an elite group of top 200 of the 100,000 worldwide Coldwell Banker agents. So she's got also a unique background. She holds the rare double threat of the economics and molecular biology degree. And grateful to have such a successful and interesting top agent today, Cindy Raney. Hi, Cindy. How you doing? Thank you so much.
Quite an introduction. Thank you.
I had to let everyone know that may not be familiar with you across the country who you are, so I wanted to tee up. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate having you.
My pleasure. Yeah, delighted to be here today.
Yeah, so let's start. I'll roll through some questions. We'll riff on some follow-ups, but attendees, ask us questions that we'll try to get to Cindy at the very end. But Cindy, why don't you just start with maybe telling us how and when and why you got into this business in the first place.
Okay, so I'm originally from Connecticut and born and raised here. Started my career on Wall Street right after college. They had a tremendous training program there, which I think it was really something that was instrumental to my early days of being a realtor. About 20 years ago, I got my real estate license. And at that point, I was following in my mother's footsteps. We did not ever work together at that point, but that 20 years ago, started real estate. And I just love it. We are living in Fairfield, Connecticut. Our office is in Westport. We cover Fairfield County, and now my husband and I run a team of 8 people.
Is your mom still part of the business as well to this day?
She is. Yes, I know we're going to talk about social media videos later, but my mom, Ginny, is a subject of our videos. I helped her downsize. So if anyone's curious, you can get a look into Ginny. People love her. She was like, somebody saw her out and about at the beach the other day and they were like, "Are you Cindy's daughter?" And she feels like a celebrity.
I saw her in some of the videos. So great intro. So maybe to start, like looking back 20 years, when, in your opinion, did you kind of think that production kind of spiked or things started moving or you kind of went to the next level? Anything you contribute that to on the good side, or maybe some lessons you learned, the other direction, maybe mistakes you made, but talk about how the path went and what helped you get where you are.
I really, as a single agent, was doing consistently $15 to $20 million a year in production each year. And for many of those years, I didn't really have a choice. I was a single mom, providing for 3 kids. So that was really my, why I was working so hard. About 8 years ago, I got remarried, and my lovely husband in 2019, I said to Jason, "Will you leave private banking and brand Cindy Raney, and let's make a team?" And he said yes. From there, that's really where our production began to take off, because we started in 2020 together at 20 million, and we have hit the over 100 million mark. And this year we're on track to do 140 million.
Oh, wow. Wow. Great. That's a great segue into my next question is how your existing team, came to be, how you built it. Obviously you and your husband started, but some are saying that the future of real estate is teams, but how did you add the pieces? How did you scale it, or what would you say to someone that's considering starting their own team?
I think one of the most important things when you're looking to hire is hire slow, fire fast, really be thoughtful about who you're taking on, and be really thoughtful and make sure that they are a good fit for your team culture, and make sure they share your messaging, values, and everything. Our first hire was an assistant, and the person you really need to hire, that first person, is the person who's going to do the things that you don't want to do. Because we all know what we're good at. I'm great at doing video and getting out there. I don't like doing X, Y, and Z, so I hired someone to do those things, which freed up my time to do more video. And then from there, we ended up hiring I have my right-hand woman, Margaret. She came to us, and we didn't know we really needed her. She said, I'm the glue. I'm coming from another team. I want to work with you. And we were so excited to have her, and she's just an invaluable member of our team. We now have a social media manager. We have a marketing director. We've got 3 agents, including my mom, and my husband, Jason, is our visionary, and he is our, people manager, and that's the extent of our team. We have 3 great agents and our support staff.
Yeah, sounds great. You got everything covered: marketing, branding, social media. I was going to ask this later, but how does the team dynamic work? Is it scheduled meetings at a certain cadence, or do you have
Yep.
How you communicate with each other, systems, or?
What we do is every Monday at 10:30 we have a team meeting in person, and we gather to just huddle and go over everything for the week. We start all of our meetings with 2 things. It's one personal share and one business share, And hopefully they're two positive things that have happened either over the weekend or in the last weeks. So that's really nice. And then from there, we just really go around and talk about any needs, anything we can do to help the team. Everybody's learning from one another. And then we also stay in touch through Follow-Up Boss. Anytime anybody does anything with any clients, it gets logged in Follow-Up Boss. We have a team chat. So if anybody needs anything, we're always texting to one another. So we're in close communication, and I want the best for the agents on our team, so I'm always available to help when they need it.
Great. Let's start with marketing. I love your brand and your image, cindyraney.com. Hope you don't mind sharing your website, but tell us about how to evolve. What's your marketing philosophy and strategy, and what's been successful for you over your current decades, I guess, you've been in the business. Yeah.
I mean, we branded ourselves in 2020. We hired an outside PR firm, branding firm, to give us a brand identity, and we market ourselves as luxury real estate advisors. And we're not transactional in nature. We have really done a good job with this, because I'm really, in the last 6 months, getting phone calls from people that are saying, look, we really want to add this to our house. Do you think it's worthwhile? We're not going to sell for 5 years, but would you come out and take a look and tell us if we're doing the right thing? I mean, that is exactly the phone call that I want to get. So people are leaning on us as a resource, which is really what we're aiming to do.
So fairly recently, the rebrand then.
Yeah, 2020. I don't even remember my old logo or my old, I mean, it was so awful. It was something like, Cindy Raney. It was like finding homes to fit your lifestyle, something like that. I mean, I don't even remember. It was so nondescript. I knew that I wanted it to be about lifestyle, because that's what it is. I mean, we're selling a lifestyle. But that old logo branding, it's got to translate everywhere you go. I mean, I've got one of my little brochures here. Everything we do looks high end. It's all the same. I'm an open book. If anybody wants to understand more about how we did some of our marketing, feel free to DM me. We're Cindy Raney and team. But we love our website. We put a lot of time into that with luxury presence. Our marketing materials are beautiful. We love Coldwell Banker. They make it really easy. We uploaded our templates and everything looks great.
Yeah, it shows. Your stuff is really, really beautiful. And talk on the ways new business comes in. Is prospecting a part of the workflow? Is it advertising? Is it referral, I would guess? And I know we'll go into social media a little later, but the kind of the percentages and how the new business comes to you.
Referrals is our #1 source of business. And that is, repeat clients. I think people forget that more business comes from, we don't like calling them past clients, but more business comes from your sphere of people that you've worked with in the past. We have really dialed in with continuing to stay in touch with our database. That is where most of our business comes from. #2 is social media and videos. We get on there all the time and just chat and talk about anything that's important, current issues, talk about the market. People reach out through social media. We also, just the regular things, just the open houses and such. And, we get a lot of business from our current listings.
So #1, referrals. That takes me to my next point, like client care, client experience. Like, what is your, plan to stay connected, or touch points to every, your sphere is your sales force, some people say. So do you have a set cadence, set plan? Is it ranked in ABC. Like, how do you stay in touch with anyone you've ever done business with?
Yep, absolutely. We have a person on our team that is in charge of client care. Margaret is our client care coordinator, and she is responsible for gifting clients at closing. If they have a baby, we just had a client who just had twins. She had something monogrammed for each of the girls. We dropped it off. At the holidays, we hand deliver gifts, which is a lot of fun. And people are now saying they're looking forward to getting our gift that we give every year. We also, sometimes, unfortunate things happen for our clients, and as soon as we find out about something, we run out and bring them dinner. I mean, we really care for our clients, and we definitely stay top of mind. We also have an annual client appreciation party. Last year, the party actually coincided with my 50th birthday. So we had something at my house, which was a really fun time. And then we've got one coming up this year. So we love to see our clients. We're always out in the community. Other than that, we just get together with them, have dinner at our house, have dinner out and about.
It's those little things, I think, that really are, powerful and memorable. But yeah, great if every agent out there could add a little Margaret to what they do each day. I know it's her full time, but yeah, but to kind of emulate her everyday activities to what can we do to stay connected.
Yeah, staying connected is really important. It's one of the most important things you can do. I mean, there are days where if I'm in the car driving, I will just start in my phone at A and I will just go down the list. If I have any free time, I will just pick up the phone and call somebody. It's just good to always be out and be connected, and picking up the phone and calling someone is the best way to do it.
And it's just calling them as a friend, which I'm sure a lot of them are, like, how are you, what's going on,
Yep.
Things are going. You have the videos, the website's great, the blog, and speak to the value that you provide to the community and the content that you have on there. It's not just, are you looking for a house? It's area guides and what's going on in the market. So speak to kind of the what content you're putting out there. So much great stuff.
I love being a connector. So, I meet people, or if it's a friend or a colleague or a client, whenever somebody needs something or they're looking to do something, I love to sort of match make people with, oh, I'm looking to get my hair done. This is where you should go. Or I want to go out to dinner. This place is fantastic. Or you've got to use this landscaper if you want to do this. That is one of my favorite things to do. And I think we take that and it just, it just emanates through our social media and everything that we put out there. It's really easy to do that, and you're just, putting great people together, and we love helping our community that way. The other thing, on our website, we really try to be current with everything that's happening and keeping people up to date. We do a monthly market newsletter where we don't only talk about our local trends, we talk about what's happening nationally and globally, and we're going to keep people up to date with the market. Trying to think of, and then community-based, like, we love being a part of our community. Jason and I sit on several different boards in our area, and just love giving back to the community. So we're always, it's important to always be out and doing as many things in the community as you can.
Yeah, and you're big on data and information. Where do you source your local or national market for your snapshots, your insights?
Yeah, we've recently made a change. We do get our information through the Coldwell Banker system, but we have just made a change to Altos, and it's ALTOS. Are you familiar with Altos? I love the way they are giving us information, and it's new to us, so we're still sort of unpacking how it's all going to work. But as the market's shifting and changing, and we cover many different towns, and there are differences between two towns. Like one is the bidding wars, there's still 20 people who are making offers, and then there's another town where maybe you'd only have 2 offers. But it's really interesting the way they disseminate the information, and I love it.
Great, the great nugget there. And I'm guessing that strong network that you talked about, which is probably solid now, but it's a two-way street too. And what better way to help local restaurants and businesses and people that will also refer you. But it becomes community.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, as far as like videos and community, I mean, we do a lot throughout our community, and we'd like to include everybody. But I think something that sort of sets us apart is we really answer questions for people. So just a tip about getting into video and being good at it, throughout your day, if somebody asks you a question, or if you think of something that somebody made an answer to, you should just write a note about it in your phone. I mean, if you look up anytime, I mean, because you'll go to shoot video and you won't have any idea. You're like, oh, what am I going to shoot video about today? But really, like, we had a situation last week where a buyer was closing on a house, and the house was hot. The seller did not leave the air conditioning on, and it postponed closing by 4 hours. Everyone thought the AC was broken. And that's a quick, easy thing. And I'm sure we're going to do a video on that next week. Talking about, I don't know, any people regret losing a house. I mean, if you talk to their pain points, it's really, I mean, it's interesting. You're answering a question for them, and they're more engaged.
Yeah, your videos are all great. So talk to the person that's, obviously video is the future. It's how people communicate, but people that are still hesitant into doing videos, you don't just do the home tours, you're highlighting the town and the neighborhood and TikTok, and maybe tips. Are you using your phone? Are you using a crew? Like, how did you get started? And what would you say to someone that is thinking about creating their own video? And what, no better way to be personal with someone is for me to watch a video and see what you and Jason are actually like.
Yeah, it's really nice because people want to work with who they know and like and trust. And lately, I've been walking into listing appointments, and someone just said to me last week, they said, we knew we were going to work with you, whether it's this year or next year. As soon as I saw you on Instagram, I knew that you were the person we wanted to work with. And they feel like they already know your personality, which is really nice. And so it's really important that you show that in your videos. So I would say, if for somebody who really hasn't started or committed, I think there's really 3 things that can sort of get you going. I would say commit to 2 days a month where you are going to spend at least an hour and you're going to record video. And come with your list of things that you can, ideas. And I'm happy to send anybody a list of our ideas. Just DM me on Instagram, Cindy, Raney, and team. We have a long list of ideas that we've covered, and anybody can do them. The second thing is you've got to be consistent. You can't start and say like, oh, I'm really not great, or I don't like the way I sound, or I don't like the way I look, or you just have to stay consistent, and you've just got to get through the growing pains. I mean, if I watched any of my initial videos, I just want to close the computer. I don't want to see them. I struggled through my first series of videos, and then, I mean, really it's just come up with some interesting content. I mean, my mom's downsizing journey is one of the most popular things that people love. And we just really sort of documented helping her move out of her house, staging it, selling it, everything we went through, and people love it.
Nice.
Oh,
I'll
and
do
I can
some.
tell you about like what you can use. I mean, so I use, if you can just talk to your phone, like, if you want to do a story, you can just talk to your phone. There is a product, it's called a gimbal, and you can put your phone on that and you can put it down and you can look at it and talk to it. And if you walk around the room, it'll follow you. I have a videographer who helps us, but before we had a videographer, we just had one of my teammates. I would grab somebody and they would help me do it. And it's really easy. And there's lots, it's great if you have a microphone because the sound quality is so much better. But lately we've been sort of running from one thing to the next and we're not even using a microphone all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. You've got to just continue to do it even through the growing pains. It's so well worth it.
Those little handheld gimbals are great for home tours and anything.
Mhm.
Pro. Okay, there you go. 2 days a month. That's not asking too much to
No,
create videos.
no. And you just have to just do it. You can bring a bunch of different outfits, go different places. I mean, you can go to your train station in town and talk about, proximity to your nearest city. I mean, there's so many things you can do. DM me, we can send you our list.
Great. Oh, that's a nice idea. Tell me what an average day is like for Cindy Raney. Are you out and about? Are you with the team? Give me a typical day in your life.
I am doing my best right now to not just be busy. I'm trying to be thoughtful about how I spend my time because you can spend the day being busy and not getting anything accomplished. My day now starts with my latte. Every morning I make it. I don't do anything before I have that. And from there I take about 30 minutes and I go through my computer. I go through texts, emails, social media, I look at my calendar, really get everything solidified for the day. If it's during the school year, I still have 2 kids at home. Cece is 12 and she needs a ride to school. It's a half-hour ride to where she goes. I could put her on a bus, but this 30 minutes with my daughter is the highlight of my day. Whether we are listening to Taylor Swift or I'm quizzing her, she has flashcards, I quiz her, or we just talk. It's like, honestly, that's everything to me. And then from there, I hit the office. We huddle as a team and talk about the day. And then I try to get all my appointments in between 11 and 3 or 4. And really from 4 and on, it's really family time unless I've got a listing appointment or a showing. And we have dinner as a family, usually around 5:36. And everyone's doing homework and I'll just clean up some emails at the end of the day.
Nice. Do you all as a team set goals monthly, yearly? Do you get together start of the year?
We absolutely have goals. We have quarterly goals, we have annual goals. And Jason, my husband, he's an excellent manager of our whole process. And he had some lofty goals for us this year, and we are all on track. But we have reviews with everybody quarterly. The only person who does not want goals is my mom. So it's too stressful. She doesn't need goals. I mean, we take care of her. I mean, I love my mom, but yeah, so but everybody's got goals and we are there to help everybody achieve, their best. But, to me, I think the single biggest piece of what has transitioned our business is coaching. I mean, like literally one word, coaching. We started with Tom Ferry. We have had 3 coaches so far. Each one, it just gets better and better as you go through the progression. It is so instrumental because you've got a business coach right there walking you through how you're doing things. When Jason and I started, we started a business together and nobody knows how to work with your spouse. And I remember being at one of the first Tom Ferry summits And our coach put us together with a bunch of other couples that work together, and everybody said, just stay in your lane. And I had no idea what that meant until we totally screwed something up where we both, were working on the same thing. I understand it now. We are so organized. We stay in our lane. We have very different tasks, and we've figured out how it all works very well together. If anybody is working with a spouse or thinking of working with a spouse, I am an open book, would love to chat with you. So many things we can save you from.
That's a whole different webinar, working with your spouse.
Yeah, that's
Does
a series.
the whole team participate in the coaching, everyone on the team?
So, pardon me?
Does the whole team participate?
Yeah, the whole team participates. The only person that doesn't is Ginny. That's what made me think of it when we were talking about her goals. We were at our Monday morning meeting this week, and she said, well, what are you guys talking about? I said, well, we're talking about coaching. And she's like, oh. So yeah, we all participate, and everybody's got their time with the coach. But I also have a speaking coach who's taught me how to keynote or how to articulate myself better in video. I have a yoga coach. It's just important. Coaching is such a nice thing to have in your life because we're all so busy, and I like to have an accountability partner just to know that I'm on track. Keep my yoga coach is amazing. I need to stay healthy and positive and de-stress, because you all know we're so stressed out all the time in this business. So it's really helpful.
Yeah, well, you answered education, skills improvement, motivational tools that
yes,
you or your team mentioned.
The whole Tom Ferry network is amazing. And so just going to something like that is motivational. But every once in a while, I pick up a book that I think is actually fantastic. I do not have time to read as much as my husband does. He gets up every morning, and the way he starts his day is he reads for an hour. I wish I could do that, but I'm an audio book girl all the way because I'm always in the car. But if you have the time, the 12-week year, is that what it is? It is beyond amazing. I am absolutely obsessed with this book. Let me see. Yeah, it's the 12-week year. It is so worth a listen, and you can just put it on in the car. It's like they're speaking to you as a realtor. It's absolutely amazing, and it's so motivational, and it's not hokey. I love it. And then speaking of motivation, I'm masterminding is like the best thing that you can do. I've got a trip coming up in September. I'm a part of a WIRE, which is a women's group, Women Influencing Real Estate, I believe. And we're going on a 3-day thing in Destin, like community, talking to each other, sharing best practices. If anyone's interested in that, please reach out. I can give you the information. I'm just so looking forward to that.
Sounds great. Any tech that you use that you couldn't live without, or personally or within the Cindy Raney team?
Yes, well, obviously my phone, my iPad, couldn't live without those, but those are a given. As far as technology, I would say for me, the newest app, well, for me is Notability. It's an app that allows me to write on things. I like, obviously we can't use a paper calendar anymore because I wouldn't have it with me all the time, but it allows you to write on things, which is fantastic because sometimes I like to really write things out. Chat GPT is a lifesaver for me right now. I use it all the time, and it allows me to put together a very rough email or a text, and now it knows the way I speak. So I can say, hey, tell Kurt, I'm really not comfortable with the program he presented. I want to do it this way. And it will write a succinct, beautiful email in 2 seconds.
Wow. Great, good stuff there. I see lots of questions coming in too. So Alexa, I'll give you a chance at the end to ask anything that you and team are focusing on for the next thing, working on trends, staying ahead of it? What are you thinking for the rest of the year and the future, you and Jason?
So we are always looking to increase our market share. So that's something that is always on Jason's radar. Excuse me. You know, something that we're really doing right now is using one listing to get another listing. And we have a fantastic letter that is really working very well. We are sending that out to a radius around the homes that we're listing and selling. Happy to share that as well. Those are two things business-wise. I'm also very focused on our new listing. We have a beautiful new listing on Sasko Hill Road in Fairfield. It's a $12 million listing. I just showed it this afternoon. That has really been my focus for a while, and we just had it completely staged, and it's newly on the market. So that's been my focus and will continue to be my focus. And then beyond that, I am taking my daughter to see Taylor Swift in London. So that is my tour there. My outfit is like the next thing that I have to focus on, because you've got to wear an outfit, you know. She's trying to figure that out with me. And then I'm taking my mom to Paris in November. So personally, those are the things I'm focused on. Just looking forward to having some family time this year.
Sounds all great. And what would you say to someone that struggles with the work-life balance? I mean, I'm sure you sound very organized, structured. I'm sure the coach helps, but is it time blocking each day, you know, the night before? Is it having a weekly schedule? Is it, you know, having, you know, lists of what you need and want to do?
We all know there is really no work-life balance. It's work-life choices. And there are going to be times where, you know, look, if somebody called today and said, I need to see 640 Sasko Hill Road, and I'm supposed to pick up Cece, I'm not going to give up showing the $12 million house. I will send our sitter to pick her up, but that's a choice. And I time block so well at this point so that I have my time, my personal time, where I can do yoga or walk the dog or spend time with the kids or, you know, play golf, whatever it is. But it's a choice, and it's really hard. And I know we all struggle with that so much, but I think something that I've learned is instead of just being busy all the time and like half on your phone and half invested in this, it's just better to try to focus on what you're doing at that very moment, so you can be really good at that and not just mediocre at everything because you're texting one person, emailing another, multitasking over here. I think just trying to stay focused on the task at hand, time blocking, and I really rely on my amazing team. I mean, my team allows me to have the time off that I need so that I can continue to work as hard as I do.
Balance, so important. You're no good to your team if you're overdoing it or worn thin, for sure. Let me see. Let's try to get to a question or two before I wrap up. Title of the book again, please.
Oh, I'm gonna just pull it up. It's the
we can
12.
we can put it in the chat.
Yeah.
If we.
Here we go. It is the 12-week year by Brian Moore. It's Moran. The 12-week year. It is amazing. I mean, I don't rave about books like this. It's beyond amazing. I would love to know what you think too. If anybody listens or reads it, let me know what you think. Because it's like I could take no, I'm not a note taker either when I listen to books or read books, but this, I feel like I could write down like 20 things from the first couple chapters.
Great, that's a good review. They aren't able to send it to you. And let's see, when was the last time you used your molecular cellular biology education? When's the last time that came into play? And were you going to go into medicine or research, or it's an interesting
God,
with your finance background.
I know. My mom will tell you that I was like pre-med. I wanted to be a doctor. I love the idea of you know, being in medicine, but ultimately when the time came, it was not the right field for me. And I decided to stay at school for a 5th year and get my economics degree. And then I went to Merrill Lynch. So it was meant to be that way. Yeah, but I don't, the only time I get to use it is like when the kids have homework questions. They think that I'm, super smart because I know what osmosis is, and they just off the top of my head, I mean, but it's just more fun. That's about it.
Another question. Thanks for all these questions, everybody. These are great. Cindy, how's the lender realtor relationship? How has it changed in today's newer difficult market?
The lender realtor relationship. We have a lender in our office, Tim Martin. He's with Guaranteed Rate. He is really our go-to, and nothing has really changed for us. We give everybody 3 names and they will reach out, but Tim Martin is such a resource. We are huge supporters, and we love working with him. But I'm not sure the level of the, like what would have changed so much, but we make sure we give 3 people, and then the buyers will make their own decision from there.
Nice. Someone's saying they weren't able to DM you. We'll figure that out and make sure we email her directly. Early on, did you do any cold calling or door knocking? Think back to your start.
I wish I could say
How do you break in?
I did not, but I think that somebody should. Door knocking is probably the most, it's got to be one of the easiest ways to get in front of someone and speak to someone. And I think it's a great idea. I have not done it. I am not that outgoing. That would be
You're
scary.
pretty outgoing, Cindy.
Pardon me?
Said you're pretty outgoing.
I don't want to knock on a door. I would be scared.
Let's see. Someone says, you mentioned some of them. How many team members do you currently have, and what are the roles? Like, let's give us the dream team currently.
Okay. So we're still working on the dream team. There's a few pieces we're missing, and I can tell you what they are. But right now we are a team of 8. I have a VA who helps me just really stay on top of my email, because running around all the time, emails can get lost. So we've got Alan, who's a VA. He's amazing. We have Margaret, who works on every relationship with me as if she's me. I mean, the 2 of us work so well together. She is taking care of my clients just the way I would, and we do it together, and it's seamless. We've got 3 agents, Adrian, Chris, and Jess, and they are in production. Forgetting about my mom, sorry, Jenny is the 4th agent. We've got Jason, who I'm really lucky that I don't have to hire a general manager or someone to, well, you can't hire a visionary, but he is our visionary, and he's the one that's always thinking about growing and being better at everything. And we have a social media manager, Lauren. She's amazing. And Talia Rossman is she was a client, and she came to work with us 2 years ago. She is our marketing director, and fantastic. I really hope I'm not forgetting anybody. But that is the team. But the one thing, the next level of growth for us is we need an ISA, so that we can have somebody making phone calls, so that we've got warm leads. And we're going to increase our Google ads and things like that. So we have more leads coming in because we want to continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Listings, and listings is really the key. We want more listings. We love working with buyers, but with listings, you really control the market. You can take one listing and turn it into 2 or 3 more. You meet the buyers, you know who's out there. That's really the way to go.
Couple questions from some newer agents, no experience, do not have the huge database. What's your words of advice for someone getting into the business? I sense nationally there's kind of a turnover for realtors,
I'm always amazed when I see like rookie agents that are amazing in their first year. And honestly, I think I've said it before, but joining some sort of coaching. You know, I don't know any other coaching system other than the Tom Ferry, but they're invaluable. So something like that, because it's going to give you the roadmap of how to do it. But, you know, if you can't do that, I would just say align yourself with another realtor in your office who is already successful, and offer to do open houses for them, offer to help them, ride along with them, and just be in the office and try to hear what's happening and ask questions. There's so much to learn, and you know, I still learn new things, you know, once in a while, because there's so much to learn in real estate, and things are always changing.
Love it. Well, I cannot thank you enough. Thanks for your time. The whole reason we do these is to give people, you know, a chance to learn and to have little takeaways like that. And I love your specifics from someone that's really out there winning and succeeding, and can't be any more grateful that you took the time to share. Oh, one more quick question. We promised her. Has the NAR lawsuit changed the business at all? Give us your opinion on that.
So I think it's going to change the business a little bit, in the way that I think that agents who are not comfortable talking about their value proposition, I think they're going to get stuck, because every single realtor is going to have to sign a buyer agency with a buyer. And right now, nothing has changed in our area. So listings, all of our listings are still paying commissions. But you've got to get your buyer agency signed, and you've got to say to someone, if you work with me, you're going to have to pay me whatever it is, 2.5%, 3%, whatever it is in your market, whatever you want to charge. But unless you can articulate the value you bring to the table, I think it's going to be really hard for them to get someone to sign a document saying that they're going to work with you and pay you if the listing is not paying a commission. I think that it will probably weed out some of the agents who are not doing a whole lot of business. And I think it's really good for teams. Teams are a wonderful way to go forward in this business. And I think that would be what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah, well said. You know, have your expectation to set. Be good at explaining it, working on the pitch. Best way to get in touch with you, it's up to you.
Okay, so I'm looking at my Instagram. It's Cindy Raney and team. So it's CindyRaney and AND team. And if you follow me and then send me a DM, I should get it. It should go right into my inbox. And for some reason, if you can't do that, you can certainly send me an email at Cindy Raney, or you can reach out through our website, cindyraney.com. And honestly, we love, part of why we've grown as quickly as we have is that we've had amazing people help us and share their best practices, and we're happy to return. We're happy to do that for other people. So please reach out to us. We're happy to, you know, chat through something with you.
Very, very generous of you. I hope I didn't put you on the spot with that, but you've been
No, we're happy to.
Matt's asking about that letter you said you send out to the neighborhood.
Yes, that is, we send out a letter, and basically it says, we just sold this house in your neighborhood. Before we listed the house, Zillow estimated the value at $1.5 million. We sold this house for $1.75 million. Would you like a personal, equity analysis of your home? And then something like that. I'm happy to share that as well. It's great. It's actually gotten us 8 listings so far this year. And there are a few other letters that we are sending out that are really getting a lot of traction. So those are great.
Very kind of you to offer that. So again, thank you so much.
This has been fun.
Could not have gone any better. I really enjoyed our chat and talking to you and Jason earlier, but
thank you.
thrilled that this is exactly what we are hoping to do with these top agent series. So really, really appreciate it.
Really fun. I'm honored. It was fun. Thank you.
And we will for sure, if other questions come in, we'll try to get them to you or your team. But yeah, very, very gracious of you to be so
Thanks.
open. And
All right.
enjoy the concerts, enjoy Taylor Swift, and
Yes,
again, great to meet you, and can't thank you enough.
my pleasure. So great. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks
Thanks,
again.
Cindy. Thanks
Okay.
everyone for taking the time to join. We do these the first Wednesday of every month. Typically, they'll all be recorded. If you want to watch Cindy's interview again, this will be recorded usually by the end of the week, and we'll archive it on Agent Advantage. You don't even have to log in, just go to coaching. All the webinars are there. The Tom Ferry modules and Cindy's webinar will be there. And please let us know if you need anything from us, agents@rate.com, other topics you want to hear about, questions, feedback, we'd love to hear from you. But thanks again for being here, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.